I would rather invest a lot in digital marketing. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Alinafe Edwards here. Another day, another video, another flag. I believe you're all fine. Today's business gist. Starting my business in 2018, it wasn't all that glamorous, Most of the times, business people, they paint a perfect picture, like a beautiful picture about running a business, any kind of business. Guys, it doesn't matter that you are not employed, you are doing your own business. Of course, there is peace that comes with it, but also there is a lot of things involved. A lot of people, they paint a beautiful picture, a perfect picture, a pretty picture about having your own business and going about minding your own business. But I have to tell you that it's not easy. Running a business, it's not easy. Because if your business is too small, you have to do everything alone. I mean, you have to do all the marketing, all the administration, you have to do alone, all the customer service, you have to do alone. So it's not easy. It might look simple in the eyes of people when you are talking about it, bragging about it, telling how you go about doing your business. This is how I do. We make it look simple, but in natural fact, it is not simple. I remember my first days in 2018. If you have been following me, you know that I started my first business in 2018 on Facebook, on Marketplace. I was just playing around. I was like, let me just see if this thing works. I had to buy for the first time from someone just to, get to know the ins and outs of it. And then I was like, okay, I think I can also do it. But at first I was doing it for fun. Doing it for the first time, I had to, when I have orders, sometimes I'll even have orders like 10 orders to deliver in one day, and I have to meet people in different places. It was not that easy. Imagine coming from one area to another, and I'm walking. I have to use a taxi, and time. Not everyone respects time. There was a particular day I had like 10 orders, starting from 8 a.m. to almost around 3. There were some people that I said, okay, we are going to meet in Cape Town CBD, like 3 of them, and time, we agreed time, and you have to work according to the time that your customer has, So sometimes most of the times I was doing meetups just to have that trust, and when you're doing meetups, they're only going to pay you when they get to see the stuff that you're selling and they're satisfied and all that. Guys, that comes with its own challenges. It's not easy, like to be doing meetups. One is energy draining. Not only energy draining, imagine you have to be taking taxis from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You actually have to meet people, maybe others in Cape Town, in Goodwood, in Belleville, in so many places, you know what I mean? So since I want the money, I will always have to make a plan to go. So in the morning, I'll carry my stuff, like a big plastic bag. And at that time, I was selling most of the things that I was selling. It was high heels, and that was my very first business. I was into high heels because that's what I love. I love dressing up, and I like wearing high heels. This particular day, I had 10 orders, and I had to meet. That means 10 people, different places with different characters, different attitudes. It wasn't easy. Waking up 8 a.m. and you set up a meeting that, okay, we are meeting at 9:30. Okay, at so place. And once that one comes late, and that means it will affect any other meeting that you have. That's one of the challenges that I was facing when I was doing meetups with clients. And at the end of the day, when I deliver the orders, when I do the meetups, most of the times I will not meet all of them. I'll end up meeting maybe 5 to 6. Others will cancel me while I'm on the way going to meet them. You just hear something has just come up, let's meet next time, and you have already wasted transport going that side. It's not going to be refunded. But when you were meeting up, you agreed that I'm going to refund your transport, of which is one of the challenges if you consider, or if you are in a meetup business. If you still do meetups with customers to give them their orders, you will understand what I mean. And it's not only that, you lose a lot of money doing that for transportation. People will cancel on you, and also sometimes you meet up with the actual customer, but they are not going to like your thing. Like sometimes they're not even they hear maybe the size, it's a bit big for them. So you meet mean people who will say that you know what, listen here, since I'm not buying, I'm not even refunding your transport. Yeah, you will meet people like that. So it was really draining, and it was also time consuming. Imagine I have to be changing taxis from Winebeck going to Claremont for an hour. From Claremont I have to wait for another one going to town. In town I have to wait for 3 hours. And oh God, people do not respect time. Africa, black people, they do not respect time. You are going to say, okay, we are meeting this time at this place. Okay, we are meeting at 10 a.m. And you'll be busy communicating. Oh, okay, I'm leaving. They'll be just like, okay, fine, this and that. I'm in town, maybe 15 minutes before time. You'll be like, I'm just leaving. And they'll be like, I'm just leaving home. And you have to wait for an hour, as if you're only meeting that person. That means that hour, that hour that you are waiting for that person, that means it has affected someone else you have to meet at 1 o'clock. That means you have to make an excuse, you have to apologize, so that you should still meet them. Who has that time in the world just to wait for just one person? People do not respect time. And that was one of the things that was like really annoying when I was doing meetups, apart from wasting money and refunded money. And there's no guarantee, guys. There was no guarantee that they are going to take it. I was just taking my chances, and there was no guarantee. And another thing, it's very risky. It's very risky when you are meeting someone for the very first time. It doesn't matter that you are meeting them in public places. You can say, but you can meet in public places like the mall, the shop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It's very risky to meet someone for the very first time. It's a chance that you have to take. It's strange because you do not know what to expect. But what do you do as a business person? You take that risk. Because I tell you what, it's risky not to take a risk. After some time, after a year, I did that for a year, guys. I had to do meetups with people. People canceled on me. People never refunded money. And they'll not show up. They'll not even say anything. They'll not communicate. And then you just sit there like, what's the use of your WhatsApp? What's the use of your phone if you cannot communicate? They'll just ghost you like, but we agreed to meet at this time and time, but you haven't said anything. You allowed me to come to this place when you knew that you are not going to come. You are not ready. So after a year, I was evaluating now. I was like, okay, I've had this experience. This is a year. I've done meetups. Is it worth it? Or is this something that I can do to improve how I'm doing my business? Because believe you me, there are people that until today, 5 years, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. This is my 5th year. 5 years down the line, they are still my loyal customers. But there are others, they just did 1 purchase, 2 purchases, and off they disappear. So in my mind, I was like, okay, is it really worth it for me to be doing this meetups? Because believe you me, it's time consuming. It's energy draining. By the time I'll be getting back home, it will no longer be 3 p.m. Sometimes I'll be getting back home 6 p.m., 7 p.m. because of the delays, transport, traffic, everything. And there are a lot of factors. It's not easy to do meetups. So it wasn't easy. Sometimes I'll be coming home 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Yes, 8. Because someone decided not to show up. Someone just decided that, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not even going to communicate. It's my money. No one can tell me what to do. What about me? What about my transport? What's going to happen? I was like, it's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, when I'm coming home, I'm so drained. I'm so tired. Of course, I've done maybe 3, 4, 5 purchases. I'll be like, yeah, at least I've got a little bit of profit. But what about my healthy? If I have to do this for the next 5 years, where am I going to be? Am I really going to keep up with this? No, no, no. I think I really need to evaluate how I'm going to do my business going forward. That is when I started thinking of building a website so that I should drive traffic to my website. All my customers that I have to drive them. And then, of course, I still post on my social media platforms, on my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, my WhatsApp, my business WhatsApp. I still post, but they have to buy it through my website. Why did I think of this? I just thought that it was very convenient both for me and my customers, because imagine most of the people who were canceling on me is because they also had other priorities that comes immediately after they want to meet with me. So somehow it's understandable. It's the nature of the business. There are some things you cannot control. You do not have control over them. You just have to swallow it and move on. I think the better way to do this thing, at least I've had this experience. I've learned a lot of stuff. I've learned a lot of things, what to do, what not to do. I think it's time, I think we go permanently online. They have to order online. They have to do their order, they pay, and then after that I process the order and I send them. I no longer, now that was a transition that I was taking. I was like, okay, I have done this. I have done this. And it has worked, but the experience was not that good. It's not for the faint-hearted. I must say, it's not for the faint-hearted, because, girl, I was even losing weight because I was running up and down each and every day. The risk that I had to be taking each and every day, going out, meeting strangers, meeting people in very wrong places. You know, there are some places when you go, even the cloud changes. Like, no, this place is very dangerous. But because you want that money, that coin, you just have to go and put on a brave face. That's what you do. Some people should not lie to you that it's easy to run a business. It's not easy. But I also believe that there is a fact of God in it. You need grace for it. Running a business, any kind of business that you are running, any kind of business you are thinking of investing or engaging, ask yourself if you're called for that, because it requires a lot of patience. You need to be very patient, and character matters in business. For you to still maintain the customers that you have, and for you to still attract new customers, you need character. Character plays a big role in business. It's not easy. Sometimes when I sit, I reflect where I'm coming from, how I started my business. I ask myself, how did I manage to come here? How am I, how is it possible that I'm here? When I'm meditating and reflecting, I'm like, no, no, it's impossible. It only takes God, and it only takes you to be manifesting in your own lane. Because if you know that you are called for this, you are going to do it. But if you're not called for business, no matter what you're going to do, you end up being frustrated. There are times that I'm excited, like very excited, like, yes, let's get this coin. There are times like that. I enjoy the process. But as you grow in business, you take time to evaluate what's working and what's not working. And meetups was no longer working for me because I was putting in more than I was getting out. Because I was spending more money than I was getting as a profit. And I was making also losses along the way because of no show ups, because of no communications, because of no, I don't like it. You understand? So it wasn't easy. It was very risky. I was risking my own life. I was risking my own money. But that's what business is all about. You have to risk it, because not taking a risk is also a risk. But at least today I'm sitting here sharing with you this experience because I've gone through the process. Though it was painful, it was draining. It was very draining. At least when I built my website, things were a bit easier. When it comes to, I will no, because I knew that I'm no longer have to do meetups with people. I no longer have to spend money. I will no longer have to waste time waiting for someone who is not going to show up, who has decided that, you know what, I'm not going to communicate. I'm not going to say anything. I'll just chill and I'll communicate after 2 days. I eliminated that. At least having my own website, doing it solely online, give me and my customers convenience because they are also busy. Let's face it, we are living a busy life. I'm busy making money and someone else is also busy working so that they should spend their money on me. Who is going to have that time in the world to go do meetups or to go in the shop? There are people who do that, but not everyone. So at least when I transited from meeting with people to having my own website to push my online presence and engagement, at least I was a bit relieved when it comes to that. That means I no longer have to waste a lot of time traveling to and from. I no longer have to be drained. I no longer have to lose money that I didn't have. Yeah, so that was it. But having a website, managing your social media platforms, it also comes with responsibilities. It's not easy as well. Managing to make sure that you are having new customers every day, you have to make sure your digital marketing skills is on point. At least you have to invest. You have to invest in that skill, in that education. You just have to do at least. There are so many courses you can do about digital marketing, social media marketing, how you should market your business. What do I prefer? Doing meetups and digital marketing. I would rather invest a lot in digital marketing. I would rather invest a lot in digital marketing so that I should be able to drive traffic to my website and make them spend on my website than doing meetups. Believe you me, it's better here. Because you just wake up 8 o'clock, you sit behind your computer and you have to take that course and you have to put it into practice. And you have to actually see that you are getting a result. You have to be very strategic when you're doing it. At the end of the day, you have to see feedback, what is working, what is not working. The good thing with it is that you are learning a new skill. You are developing yourself. There's self-development that is happening there. Because now we are in a digital era. And digital marketing is one of the important skills that you need if you are running an online business. Not only that you should, because having a website or whatever, no. Besides that, just having a social media presence on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, whatever, what have you, if you have to make people buy, you need to do marketing. And these people that we are targeting, they are online. So you have to do digital marketing. And we cannot abandon traditional marketing as well. Word of mouth. You still have to do it for the rest of your life. As long as you are in business, you are a marketer. And if you know you are not good at marketing, you just have to employ someone if your business can. But for me, now, I cannot afford. So that means I still have to be doing everything myself. But at least I'm doing it at the comfort of my home. So yeah, so I cannot say that doing a business 100% online doesn't have its own challenges. It still has, because people come to your website, they will make a purchase, but they will not complete it. And what are you going to do for them to complete it? You have to send them a lot of emails, messages, and whatever, because it's a potential buyer, right? Potential buyer, right? Well, the other, maybe they can still change their mind, but yeah, to push them. You understand? So at least it gives you that skill. You learn a certain skill, other than spending 2 hours traveling to go and meet someone who has decided not to show up. Of course, there is a lesson to learn also there, but I would rather be here. That is why I stopped meetups with my customers, because it was too much energy draining and I was losing a lot of money more than I was putting in. And there were also a lot of cancellations. People will just decide not to show up. They'll just decide not to. And what are you going to do? Are you going to put your frustration on them? No. You still want them. You still want them to spread that word of mouth. There's no way you're going to act out of character. Because that's why I said character is very important in business. You are not going to send them a long message expressing how angry you are. No, you are just going to swallow it. And tomorrow, you have to wake up again and meet someone again who is totally new. You have to forget the experience that you have had yesterday, and you have to start a new day. That's the nature of business. So when people are grammarizing business, I run my own business and this and that, they just don't tell you what they meet along the way. But I'm here to share my experience because girl has gone through the process. That's all for today. Thank you for staying with me, for subscribing, for sharing. I know by now you have turned on that notification bell so that you should be the first one to see my video when I upload. Make sure you stay safe. From Adelabe Edwards. Bye.